Hey, Craig Burris with SalesRockit here. This is the third brand that I've started, and arguably it's the most exciting because of the impact that we're going to have on growing companies. My last brand was focused on growing companies, and I got to know a lot of the CEOs, and they had some common pain points around sales. The sales team never uses CRM right. Great technology out there, but not used properly. The CEOs and even some of the sales directors didn't even know what the sales team was even doing. They're not getting enough leads. They're not getting enough meetings. They're not getting enough opportunities. When there is turnover, they struggle to find new reps and then onboard them. Sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months even to know if a sales rep is worth keeping. And finally, they all had a sense of the marketing leads, and they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing, and they felt like the leads might be falling through the cracks. So I'm going to show you real quickly how our technology tackles a lot of those challenges and more. So ours is about process and automation. So new business, when you really think about how to generate new business, it's a project. It's a series of projects that need to be executed. We call these projects rhythms. So let me show you the types of rhythms I'm talking about, and some of these are going to apply to your company. Do you do events to attract people into your brand? Are you doing webinars, podcasts? Do you just outreach, cold call people? I call that the Momentum 100. Everything that you do to generate new business, it's a project and it needs to be executed. So let me show you as an example how you set up an automation for something like networking. You're going to go out and you're going to be networking. You're the CEO of the company. Let's set up your CEO networking rhythm. It's a really easy process. It starts off with an email. And as you can see, I've already got one in there. The way that got in there is just drop it in. Go find a pre-populated email that you've set up for networking, and boom, it's in there. So it's already got that one in. I'm not going to put it in again. And you can see I could meet you that night. This email is going to go out 7:40 the next morning. The email could be automated if you want. There are times when that's a good thing to do, but it's also a little dangerous. But and also, since you get to customize it, you get to personalize it. It won't feel like you're using an automation to connect with people. My networking automation, I'm getting 71% of the people that I meet in meetings and demos. After that, maybe it's a phone call. And if it's your reps, you can tell them what to say. Say it like this. We also have the ability to, if you like to use letters or postcards, we've got a fulfillment center behind the technology. And so that might be an option. So let's set up an initial introduction letter. We'll use that one. All of our letters, you get to decide. It'll be on your letterhead. We fulfill it for you. All you got to do is say, hey, send the letter, and boom, it goes. But it can be in male cursive, female cursive. It can be all caps, handwritten, typed. Maybe just their signature. You can drop Starbucks gift cards or other things that you want to put in with a letter. Same thing with postcards. So you can integrate postcards into it. Text messaging, and then finally tasks. So tasks can be go to LinkedIn and connect, then message. Tasks can be stop by their office. It can be go to find them on Facebook, friend them on Facebook, whatever it is. And you set these up over a week, 2 weeks. It really depends on the activity. Inbound leads, you're going to set up a rhythm for inbound leads. You're going to be able to track that activity on how it's working. If it's sponsoring an event, boy, wouldn't you love it if your team had a process in place before the event to follow up with the leads that they're getting. You spent $25,000 of sponsorship. Let's make sure we benefit from that. So let me show you what happens from these automations and what the user interaction is for the salespeople. Because as you know, salespeople hate CRMs. So their job really is to once a day log in and see what sales activities they have on the docket. So the activities should be generated from automations or from new initiatives. So let's say today's phone call day, so I've got to make some phone call days. You can integrate voice over IP so you can make the phone calls right from our technology here. The good thing about doing that is salespeople can't lie about whether or not they're making the calls because you've got the call log, or if your environment is such that you just trust that you let them do it here. So you can see all the notes are right there from previous. Over here, anything that you want to have show up that you have, if they've got their social media info, you can look at it there. So you've got all this pre-call information that you can use. You make the call, put the notes in, and complete. And it goes to the next person. I'm actually not going to actually complete this call. I'm just going to snooze it for 2 hours from now. Make the call later. Goes to the next person. This person you call, you speak to them, and they say, hey, call me back at the end of the day. So let's go create a task so that does not fall through the crack. So let's call at 7 o'clock. And actually, I think I need to include someone else in this call. So let's include them in the call. And then we're going to send an email reminder or a text reminder maybe 10 minutes prior. So that's the process. It can be emails. It can be telling them to go to LinkedIn, and they'll have the ability right from here just to click and go to LinkedIn or Facebook and communicate with them on those social medias. Now, the other thing is you get transparency on what everybody's doing. So the rest of your sales team, you can see that task that I just created. It's appearing there. You can see what other things that they're doing. You can see what they've done in the past. So if you look at me, since I'm primarily the active user, you can see I've done quite a bit. And you get a sense of who it all is, who we're calling. You can organize it by dates, etc. So no longer do you not have transparency. You've now got a system in place. New salesperson starts. You say, sit down. I want you to run this automation for new business. I want you to get appointments for the closers on the team. And upload 100 companies into an automation, and their job for their first month is to execute that automation. All of this syncs into a CRM. You don't have to use our CRM. If you've already made an investment in Salesforce and all your data is in there, use this as the platform that your sales team is going to work, and all of this gets transferred over. So no longer do you have to worry about whether data is being updated. Everything that we do is tracked. We have two-way sync with emails. So every email, if I pull up Mike here and look at his timeline, you can see every email that we've ever had is going. Whether he's emailing me, I'm emailing him from my iPhone, from my iPad, from my laptop, it doesn't matter. So the 5 pain points that we talked about, one by one, we're carving them away. So it's about systemization, it's about automation, and it's about process change and requiring that people keep up with the work that's being created. I hope that makes sense, and I look forward to talking to you further about SalesRocket.